It's Tarot from Beyond here to do today's daily release. I don't know what the cards are going to say. I really don't. But we'll see. And this message is for somebody, whoever it's for. I ask that you hit like and subscribe and leave your comments. And if any of you feel that you want an elaboration on whatever spirit is talking about in this reading, then reach out. My information is in the description box. And we'll leave it at that, okay? So, normally you guys, I like for you guys to see the cards, but my son, who's Mr. YouTube, he's like, no, turn it around and put it so that they see you. And I'm like, okay, I'll do what you say, baby. So, I'm gonna lay out the cards like I normally do. Tired. I told you guys I've been doing a lot of like grateful crying lately, just really grateful. And when I cry, I look really tired, and I haven't gotten it nearly as much rest as I need. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's see what Spirit has to say. That's what's important. Wow. Today's daily release is going to be deep, okay? But it's going to be something that's going to help you release what needs to be released. For your best good, for my best good, for whomever it applies to, okay? This message is for somebody. All right. Let's begin. Feeling left out in the cold and, you know, having short change and not really, you know, this card means feeling left out in the cold. Okay? Feeling left out in the cold is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to maintain feeling left out in the cold. I want you to think about that. This card means the don't give up card. I've worked so hard already to get to where I am. So much so, I've worked so hard for everybody else. I've worked so hard for something. Whatever it may be for you, for somebody, for whomever, whatever it is that you worked so hard for, to the point where you hurt yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whatever you worked so hard for that did not come through for you, whatever that may be, whatever that empty space internally is. Spirit is saying, holding on to the energy of feeling left out in the cold, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Ain't it a lot of work to hold on to that energy? This card represents the Ten of Cups, and I'm trying to find out why the Ten of Cups and this seductive woman who is an active, self-sufficient woman. I mean, this Queen of Wands understands the cause and effects of action. Wands represents actions. So, the way that Spirit has taught me to do these readings, based on what I see, is there are so many times where we feel like somebody did something to us when really and truly we are the ones who choose the light in the attic. We choose the light in the attic. And the light in the attic is whatever spirit you choose to let shine out. Whenever you allow to shine out, that's the light in the attic. The attic is up here. This is where the attic is. You ever heard that book, the light, that cool little book where it had all those little poems in it? The Light in the Attic? Look it up online. The light in the attic, is the energy you choose to show. So, for those of you who have broken hearts, for whatever reason, as everybody's story is different, as everybody's past is different, as everybody's morals and values are different based on what they were taught, as all of, everybody is so unique because everybody's experiences are unique and the way they perceive those experiences are unique. I told you the language is going to start getting deeper. And for my subs that have been with me for a long time, I know you guys are sticking with me. I know you are. I want you guys to really understand this one. Because I've been doing so much research. I've been losing sleep to understand things in its entirety and how this life really works and how we can get to where we want to be, rather than always finding ourselves in situations that A, we don't belong in, and B, that no longer serve us, and C, that don't make us happy, D, serve no purpose, E, lead to nothing. I mean, the list goes on and on. The bottom line is, Spirit is saying, it takes a lot of work. Wands represent action and like work that you put in. It takes a lot of work to hold on to this energy. It really does. To feel left out in the cold. Now, what did I tell you guys about feelings? They are optional. And I had to learn that too. The way that I choose to respond to situations, to things, to certain truths, whatever it is, we must control our actions. We always must give ourselves some kind of rules, some kind of structure, right? I mean, I want some of you to ask yourselves what kind of things could make you feel left out in the cold. Now, we've been talking about breakups a lot lately, right? Now, I'm not talking about breakups anymore. I'm talking about you, the person. You, the person. If you feel left out in the cold, Spirit wants you to know that by choosing that energy, even if it's merited from your perspective, that takes a lot of work. It becomes a burden. It interferes with your happy family. It can interfere with the actions that you should be taking. And, it can also interfere with how seductive in nature you were meant to be. Seduction has a lot of different meanings. However, I see that there is a Queen of Swords energy. A Queen of Swords energy is pretty much an energy of someone who is like, look, I'm going to defend myself against a whole lot of other actions and a whole lot of other energies. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to defend myself against whatever. I'm talking to someone who feels like they have to defend themselves and like hold on so tight to what they have, because maybe people have always tried to take away from you what belongs to you. But Spirit is now telling you, you don't have to do that anymore. Once you start trusting Spirit the way you're supposed to start trusting Spirit. When you start trusting the divine the way that you are supposed to be trusting the divine, you won't feel like you have to defend yourself against anything. You won't feel like you have to hold on so tight to everything you have because somebody's going to try to take it, because Spirit ain't going to let that happen. Because it belongs to you. What is yours belongs to you. And if you and your relationship with the divine are like this, I promise you, there will be no feeling left out in the cold. And when you feel left out in the cold, what happens? What happens when you feel left out in the cold? You are willing to do just about anything to relieve yourself of feeling that way. Because feeling left out in the cold, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be looking for some kind of blanket to warm you up. And that can mean several things for several different people. I hope y'all following me. I don't even know if I'm going to upload this one, because I know that this language is deep. But the light in your attic got to be deeper than Atlantis in order for you to understand what I'm saying here. I get this. I understand this. Feeling left out in the cold. It takes a lot of work to hold on to that energy. Release it. Put them wands down. Put them down. And say, instead of me choosing to feel left out in the cold, I'm choosing to be happy anyway. I don't care what happened yesterday. I don't care what just happened right now. I learned something from whatever it was. And I am not going to overextend myself holding on to feeling left out in the cold because of somebody else's behavior or because of something that I've experienced that was unfair or unjustified or whatever. There are so many different lights in the attic that you can choose beside this one. You don't have to pick this energy if you don't want to. I hope that made sense. Because that energy right there, that Five of Pentacles energy, that takes a lot of work to hold on to. It takes a lot of work to hold on to that energy. That work is you ever meet a person that works harder at learning how to cheat than somebody who works harder at actually learning how to do whatever it is so that they can pass the test themselves? It takes the same amount of work. Same amount of work. You could either choose to learn how to cheat to graduate, or you could either learn how to actually pay attention to the teacher, learn the information, and take the damn test yourself and get an A. They both require the same amount of work. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you get to pick what kind of energy, you get to pick which path you're going to take in every move you make. That spirit's starting to blow my mind. I'm just a channeler, spiritual channeling, and I'm going to upload it. And whomever this resonates with, it resonates with. Whomever it doesn't, it doesn't. Don't try to make it fit if it does not fit for you. If you're feeling left out in the cold because of whatever, it takes a lot of work to hold on to that energy. Choose a different energy. Put your energy into something else. You could put your energy into saying, okay, I accept this. You know, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure the sun is going to rise again tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure I can start making some different choices tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that I can master my actions tomorrow. Maybe even in this moment. I can choose. That's the beauty of this whole thing that we are in called life. We get to pick. We get to choose the energies that we want to have. We get to choose if we want to be happy or not. We get to choose if we want to be sad or not. We get to choose if we want to be afraid or not. We get to choose if we're going to be courageous or not. You know, courage is being afraid of doing something, but doing it anyway. Because you know you have to do it and you know you need to do it. So how many of you are courageous enough to say, I don't have to pick this energy. This energy of feeling left out in the cold is fucking tiresome. It's wearing me out. I don't. Look at this man. Look. I'm trying to make it focus. He got bandages on him and look it. He looked like an ambulance need to come get his ass immediately. Like he about to collapse. Like, damn, I'm putting in all this work. And all I'm doing is accumulating all this damn work. And I'm waiting for my harvest, you know, because I'm working. But some of y'all need to ask yourselves, what are you working for? For those of you who have just ended relationships, I want you to ask yourself, depending on whatever light was shown in the relationship, ask yourself, what did you really lose? What did you lose? If you found out that your partner was not happy enough with you or with themselves or whatever the case is, to have only one partner and have a spiritual union with just, you know, and was able to communicate and able to really give of themselves to you, and you were at a point where you were able to give of yourself to them. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you were in an unhappy relationship and you know that you've been wanting to get out of this relationship forever anyway, right? But then like when it happens, part of you is like kind of shocked, like, whoa, I can't actually believe this happened. But that's what you've been asking for forever, because you weren't happy in that relationship anyway. You knew there was something wrong in that relationship for a long time anyway. And see, nasty energies are so damn sneaky. You know, you could ask God to end a relationship that you know you don't want to be in because you're not fulfilled in it. There's no wish fulfillment. It's just, there's just nothing there anymore. You're not fulfilled in it, period. Okay? And, you know, you've expressed it. You've worked hard at expressing it. And then when it finally happens, it's like you wanted it to be a graceful transition, but then you found out, yeah, I wanted to end the relationship, but I wanted to end it on my terms. I wanted to end it on my terms. But God likes to do things a certain kind of way so that there's always a lesson in every experience that we have. The lesson in this entire Venus retrograde is to love yourself. And when you love yourself, there are certain things that you will not allow other people to do to yourself, and there are other things that you won't allow yourself to do to yourself. I'll repeat that. When you love yourself, there are certain things you won't put up with from others. There are certain boundaries that you set and you won't let people cross. Other people cannot cross certain boundaries because you love yourself too much to allow yourself to endure what the other party is dishing out. But that also teaches you a lesson too, that you also have to love yourself enough to not do certain things to yourself and stay in a certain energy that you don't deserve to be in. Because you love yourself too much. You know that you are worth more than certain behaviors that you, certain actions. I don't do reversals, but Spirit explains things pretty okay. This is the queen of action. There are certain actions that you won't engage in. There are certain actions you won't let others engage in with you either because of your self-worth. Yet there are a couple energies that a lot of us are possessing right now. There are a couple lights in the attic for some of us. Some of us have several lights in the attics. Seriously. And, you know, there are just certain things that just need to be dealt with. Right? And pain is one of them. One of the worst things you can experience is internal pain. Especially for those of us who have been dealing with it, who've been kicked at, spit at, treated like shit. I mean, treated like you were second best forever. Seriously, treated like, you know, you ain't got no value at all. Like people been fucking with your self-esteem forever. And you have been holding on to this feeling left out in the cold energy because of other people's behavior. I understand how hard it is to not go there and to not stay there. I understand that. But if you stay there too long, you're going to be looking for some kind of blanket to warm you up. And that blanket can come in several different forms. It can come in the form of too much sex. It can come in the form of pornography. It can come in the form of drugs and alcohol. It can come in the form of anything that will give you temporary gratification, but create permanent problems. And right now, some of you are too hurt. Some of you are holding on to feeling left out in the cold. And it's starting to affect your health. It's starting to be too much work for you to hold on to this energy of feeling left out in the cold. It's time for you to make the decision that I'm going to be happy because I'm in charge of my own happiness. Nobody else is in charge of my happiness but me. If I hand my happiness over to somebody else and say, you be in charge of this. You be in charge of my happiness. Do you honestly fucking think you'll be happy? Has that worked in the past? No. You better keep your happiness in your hands. And that means that you have to set some rules and some boundaries, not only for other people in your life who are overstepping their boundaries with you, but you also have to watch what rules of your own that you're breaking. That is something that you must consider. Allowing yourself to have a pity party or allowing yourself to have this victim mentality, like people have always done me like this, people have always done me like that. Trust me, honey, don't nobody know no better than me about how cruel people can be. I'm telling you, I have lived a life of just pure, straight fuckery. I'm telling you, my whole damn life. Up to this very damn day, I am subject. I feel like I got a target on my back. But you know what I choose? Because it's just too much fucking work. It's too much work for this, to be feeling left out in the cold. You know what? Today I said, you know what? I'm not about to invest in that energy. I'm not paying for that energy. Okay? I'm not paying for it. I am going to change my actions today. And I am going to choose to appreciate. I'm going to put this is the light in the attic I'm going to choose today. I'm going to choose to appreciate what I have, which is that little boy back there. I chose that today instead of feeling like this because of somebody else's actions that I can't control their actions. Nor do I have time to be trying to control other people's actions, okay? I have a hard enough time trying to do that shit for myself. I can't control other people's actions. I can set boundaries. I can set boundaries and I can say, this is what I will cut off with regards to your behavior around me. And other people have a right to do the same thing to you if they feel that you are overstepping your boundaries. And everybody has this level of defensiveness, the self-defense mechanism. They have this self-defense mechanism. Like, I got to defend myself against all these actions that people are always taking against me. And blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, 99.9% of the reason why people will mistreat you, it has nothing to do with you. That's really the truth. If somebody's rude to you at the grocery store for no fucking reason at all, I want you to think about it. Do they know you? Are they ever going to see you again? Are you ever going to see them again? It has nothing to do with you why they're acting an ass in the line for whatever reason. A lot of times when people get the flipping out or doing whatever, 99% of the time it's because of what they got going on all up in here. And they're projecting it outward onto you, which in turn, merits some kind of response. You ain't always got to respond to people's fuckery. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because Spirit is saying it's too much work to do that. It takes too much work to invest in negative energy and it doesn't take any work at all to invest in positive energy. None at all. I know that was a very different reading. Some of our experiences have really jaded us and made us bitter, made us, very unforgiving, made us very whatever, made us very indifferent, gave us this disposition that's not really, too cool, you know what I mean? And a lot of us want to be the embodiment of the divine, of which the divine been tapping on our shoulder forever like this. Excuse me, hello. Hello. I have invested in you. I love you. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. This is important. Hello. Trying to get your attention forever. To get you to control your own emotions. Notice. This Queen of Wands is wearing yellow. Yellow represents the solar plexus chakra. She's in control of her emotions, which in turn controls her actions, which wands represent actions. Our feelings and our actions go hand in hand. And I'm gonna stop there, and I'm gonna let y'all think about the rest. Namaste.